Yeah, not a very good thumbnail, you're right. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you have had a good weekend. And oh, hello, Mr. Smith, how are you? Hello, C. Smith, how are you? Where are the signings? Looking fresh, no, I don't know about that. Good morning from Los Angeles. Thank you very much, Alex. Good morning to you. Good night. Hello, Claude. Love from Australia. Thank you very much, Goldie. Christian. Hello, Claude. Thank you. Good morning from Botswana. And Smoke says hello from Birmingham. I want to talk about the Stan Kroenke business. I had this on Twitter this morning. For me, it's irrelevant. We can sit here, we can protest, and it's not going to do any good. The man has a big investment in the football club. The fans wanted the self-sustaining, and they got it. They've got a man now. Nina Bracewell-Smith sold her shares to him, and the rest of them all sold their shares. He now has 100% of the company. He owns the football club, and what can you do? I mean, he's only responsible now for who he puts in the whoever is underneath him, the recruitment, and that's where I'm going to go. Where he now employs the recruitment to get the signings. They are not getting the signings in, so maybe that you've got to have a look at that. It's not Stan Kroenke's fault that we had 8 games to go and we only took 8 points. That's not his fault. That's down to the manager. That's down to the coach. That's down to the players who have failed us. We have still got these same players. We have still got the same manager. And if the manager performs like that next season, then he has to take responsibility. Probably has to resign himself. Not interested what the Arsenal realist says. He says we're all how do you call it? We're all flip flops. Well, I'm not a flip flop. I'll say it as it is. The reason we never got to the Champions League last season was the failure of the players and the coach and everyone, and even the failure of our recruitment last season, especially when you got Dennis Suarez in and hardly played a game, was mostly injured, and all the money that went on him. Stan Kroenke has given Arsenal money. It's not his fault that it's been spent on rubbish. Well, apart from Aubameyang and Lacazette, we've spent 35 million on Xhaka, 35 million on Monreal. We bought Lucas Perez for 20 million and then had to sell him for 5. That's not Stan Kroenke's fault. He's given the money and it's not been spent properly. Yeah. So to go Kroenke out, you think, do you honestly believe someone that's got a massive investment in the football club, yeah, that's making him money, just gonna listen to people like to protest? No, it's not going to happen. What we've got to hope for now is that the coach gets on with what he's got, gets the proper recruitment, and we get on with it. That's the only thing. There's nothing you can do about Stan Kroenke. We can shout and hollow, and there are people now getting on the bandwagon of Stan Kroenke, are getting on it, and but they're not looking at the real picture. The real picture is that the players are still here, and the recruitment staff are not doing their job properly. And we've still got the same players as last season. So we're going to keep going on about Stan Kroenke and this and that. I stand by what I say. At the end of the day, you've got a self-sustaining club that's run on a self-sustaining system, and it can only spend what it's actually generates on the pitch, and that's it. And when we've got one of the highest wage bills, and we've overstepped it on the wage bill, we have to play with this financial fair play. And the trouble is, we didn't take advantage. Man City and Chelsea took advantage while financial play wasn't really carrying on, and they took advantage. We stood still, and now this is where we are at the moment. If you want to blame anyone, blame the person who sold in the shares, like the people that sold in the shares eventually. That's Nina Bracelet-Smith, and now Uzunov, who just sold his shares as well. So, in other words, blame them, because they're the ones that put us in this situation. There's nothing you can do. The man's got total control of the football club, and unless someone comes in with a big offer and decides to buy the club, what's the guarantee that that person that comes into the club is going to actually put the money, his own money in? And is he going to be allowed to put more money in? I don't know. You tell me. Anyway, let's read your comments. We just signed Saliba. What, have we loaned him back as well? Well, I don't know about if we signed him. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've not heard anything more about that. Hello, Luke. I hope you enjoyed the Pride on the weekend. I heard it went all down well. Claude, no, I don't make AFTV. I'm just a fan. I am the person that's made AFT is Robbie, and that's it. We're just fans that go on it. No one is bigger than anyone else. All the fans that go on it have got as much say in what as I have, putting their point across. The man that's really done AFT, made AFT, is Robbie, and his and people behind the scenes there. So I'm just a small cog in a big wheel. Do I think Zaha will join Arsenal? It's one of these that's going to run right to the last minute, I think, to be honest with you. He's still on, to be fair, he's still in the African Nations Cup, so who knows what's going to happen. Also, we need to. I think the big problem is the defence. I mean, I've not seen any defensive signings. We need defenders more than anything. Kieran Tierney is to and fro whether we're going to put the money up. If we're going to, it's up to us and Napoli now to fight out for him. So at the end of the day, it'd be the player. Apparently, Celtic have said Arsenal. Neither club have come up with the right price, so that's gonna probably run. And you can't blame Celtic. They're trying to get every penny that they can out of the player, and I'd expect Arsenal to do the same if they were selling one of their players. So we'll see how it goes. Vasquez is not for me. He's a player that Real Madrid have been offering out to every club, and no one wants. Why should we want Lucas Vac, or whatever his name, at our football club? He's not wanted at Real Madrid for a reason, because he's not good enough. I don't see why he would be good enough for us. We need to, and also we need defenders more than we need to get players that are not good enough for Real Madrid. Yeah, Tottenham have made a good signing as well. Yeah, that's true. But I'm sure that one or two will be leaving Spurs to make up for it. I can't see that being Fraser over Saha. No, not for me. Not for me. I want to get my head so shiny, shaved. Had enough. No, forget Gary Cahill. You know my thoughts on Gary Cahill. If we get rid of Mustafi, would it be? Eduardo says, if we get rid of Mustafi, would it be a successful transfer window? I think we need to do a bit more than that, but it's not the only problem we've got, really, to be honest with you. I mean, when will Ty start his new channel? I'm not sure. He said he was going to say, we know what Ty's like. He's very, very, he needs to be pushed to do things like that. I don't know what's happened. The thing I'm hearing from about Ozil is the thing about Ozil I'm seeing is that Fenerbahce want to take him out on loan and pay just half his wage bill for the next season. That's what I'm hearing, but I don't know whether that's going to happen. We shall see. I mean, still got to replace him. Whatever happens, what if he goes? We've got to replace him with some. Do we promote Iwobi up into that position? I don't know. I mean, this is a big season for Iwobi as well. I think he's been absolutely brilliant in the African Nations Cup, and I think this could be a make or break season for him. I'd like to see him come as one of our own. I think put in the right position, I think he could have a big season. That's up to the manager. That's up to the coach, I should say, head coach, to get on with it and play him in his right position. Am I watching Wimbledon? Yes, bits and pieces. I like the mixed doubles. The other night, I watched that Murray and Serena. That was quite good to watch. For the first time they played together, but they were absolutely brilliant on the other night. That was good to watch. I'm not sure whether Federer still. Federer, I think, is the man to watch again. He's an amazing player. Amazing player. Charlie, what made me start on going to I just like to give my say on a game, and it worked, and it came from that. I only been tempted to go on once. After that, I started going on a bit. You get used to it. It's like you get addicted to it, don't you? And I just like to talk about the game. I like to give my views. Not everyone's going to agree with me, but that's. Thank you, Zen, for that. Thank you. He says we should pay Ozil off. Arsenal must sign Andy Carroll. No, I don't think so. Anyway, so that's all I've got to say, really. I mean, at the moment, I'm just saying I'm getting a bit annoyed with all these people going on about jumping on this, saying you're not an Arsenal fan if you don't disagree with Kroenke. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. I want what's best for my football club. I couldn't care less. At the end of the day, we've got a recruitment staff there. We've got we've got a coach there. We've got players there. They're enough to get this job done. If they're not doing the job, I'm not having this Kroenke. He's got 100% owners of the club, right? There's nothing we can do about it. It's up to people underneath him now to do what's best with. That team we had last at the end of the season was good enough. Yeah, it was good enough to get. It took 8 points from the last 10 games. Yeah, was it 8 points from 8 games? 1 point from Everton, Wolves, Leicester, Palace, and Brighton. 1 point from those teams. Yeah, and you're all blaming Kroenke, right? If we'd have took more than that, one, even took 2 points and qualified for the Champions League last season, yeah? 2 more points and qualify for the Champions League. No one would here would be going on about Kroenke. No one, not one of you would be going on about Kroenke. So don't give me all this, Kroenke, that. I'm sick of hearing it. Sick of hearing it. The blame lies with the coach. The blame lies with the coach and these heartless players that couldn't be bothered. And in that final, Kroenke was nowhere near that final. They were absolutely woeful in that final, right? At the end of the day, Kroenke's put the investment. Whoever sold him the shares, blame them. I'm not interested about listening about Kroenke. I'm not interested, all right? I'm not interested. It's all absolute bullshit. If these people underneath him can't do the job, then the only thing I will say with Kroenke, get rid of these people as well and get someone else in. Because I'm sick and tired of hearing about this, that, and that. At the end of the day, we took 1 point from them games, yeah? 1 point, yeah? 1 point. All this bullshit I'm hearing. Yeah, and there's certain people that could make time for the cricket, make time for other things, but they couldn't make time to go to that protest on Monday. But they're jumping on the bandwagon for it. They're jumping on the bandwagon, and I'm not going to mention any names, but they know who they are. They're jumping on the bandwagon, and I'm sick and tired of it. At the end of the day, I say what I mean. I'm not flip-flopping. I'm not going to say, what I say is what I mean. I'm not interested. If you don't like what I'm saying, too bad. I'm not here for popularity. I'm not here for popularity or getting followers or getting more people, more views or whatever. I'm here to say what I really fucking believe in. And if you don't like it, too fucking bad. That's how I look at it. There's only one fucking voice of reason in this fucking fan base, and it's me. But all the rest of you can go and all change their tune just to get the popularity. Oh, look at this. All follow each other like sheep, the lot of them. Sick and tired of it. All this Kroenke, that. As I say again, Kroenke is not responsible for getting 1 point out of all that lot of teams that we played last season. Those players were good enough to get more than 1 point, and they didn't deliver. They have to take responsibility. Anyway, everyone's got their opinion. They're going to stick it. I'm sticking to my opinion. Right, let's go. Let's leave it at that. And I might be back later on. If you want to leave any comments, leave them, and I'll answer them later on tonight. Thank you very much, Rabadam. This is why I love Arsenal fan channels. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for the donations as well. Very nice of you. And I might come back later on tonight and do a late night one, but at this point, I just want to wish you all a good week ahead. Have a lovely week ahead, and I hope I was away at the weekend. I couldn't be doing this at the weekend. I had a lot of issues to sort out outside of Arsenal. I mean, I have got a life outside of Arsenal, believe it or not. But anyway, here we go. I'll speak to you all later. Take care, everyone.